everyone. In today's session, we will learn about data frames in R programming. A data frame is one of the most important data structures in R because it allows us to store data in tabular format similar to an Excel spreadsheet or a database table. Throughout this presentation, we will learn how to create data frames, inspect their structure, access rows and columns, add and remove data, combine multiple data frames, and finally load data from external files. By the end of this session, you will be comfortable performing all basic operations on data frames in R. Before learning the commands, let us understand what a data frame is. A data frame is a two-dimensional table where data is arranged into rows and columns. Each row represents one observation or record. Each column represents one variable or attribute. Unlike a matrix, each column in a data frame can contain a different data type. For example, one column can contain numbers, another can contain text, and another may contain logical values. In this example, the columns are friend ID, friend name, and location. Each row represents one friend with their corresponding information. Because of this flexibility, data frames are widely used for data analysis and machine learning. Now let us see how to create a data frame. In R, we use the data.frame function. Inside this function, each column is supplied as a separate vector. Here, the first vector creates friend ID from 1 to 5. The second vector stores the names of the friends. The argument strings as factors equal to false tells R to store text as character data instead of factors. Finally, the print function displays the data frame. The output shows 2 columns and 5 rows. This is simplest way to create a data frame in R. After creating a data frame, it is good practice to inspect its structure. The string function, that is str function, stands for structure. It tells us how the data is stored internally. It displays the object type, the number of observations, the number of variables, the name of each column, and the data type of each column. In this example, the data frame contains 5 observations and 2 variables. The friend ID column is stored as an integer, while friend name is stored as character data. This function is especially useful when working with large datasets. The summary function provides a quick overview of the data. For numerical columns, it calculates minimum, first quartile, median, mean, third quartile, and maximum. For character columns, it displays informations like the data type and number of entries. This function is very useful during explanatory data analysis because it helps us understand the distribution of our data before applying machine learning algorithms. Sometimes we don't need the entire data frame. Instead, we may want only one particular column. We can extract a column using the $symbol operator. Here, friend.data $symbol friend name selects only the friend name column. The selected column is then stored in another data frame called results. Finally, print displays only the names. This method is commonly used when performing analysis on a single variable. Data frames are flexible because we can easily add new columns. Here, we are adding a new column called location. Each row receives a city name. Instead of creating a new data frame from scratch, we simply assign the new vector using the $operator. After printing the updated data frame, we now have 3 columns: friend ID, friend name, and location. Adding new variable is a common operation during data pre-processing. R provides multiple ways to access data inside a data frame. The first method is using the $operator, which directly accesses a column by its name. The second method uses square brackets. This returns a data frame. The third method uses double square brackets. This returns the contents of a single column as a vector. Although all three methods access data, their outputs are slightly different. Understanding this difference is important when writing our programs. Sometimes we need to know the size of the data frame. The dim function returns two numbers. The first number indicates the number of rows, the second number indicates the number of columns. In this example, there are 5 rows and 2 columns. This function is particularly useful when working with very large data set. Now let us see how to add a new row. The function rbind means row bind. It appends one or more rows to an existing data frame. Here, a new product called sunglasses is created. Then rbind adds this new product as a fourth row. After printing the data frame, we can see the new record has been added successfully. This function is useful whenever new observations become available. To add a new column, we use cbind, which stands for column bind. Here, a discount column is created. The new column is attached to the existing data frame. The column names function assign a meaningful name to the newly added column. The final output now contains 5 columns, including the discount column. This method is widely used when adding calculated variables. Sometimes unwanted records must be removed. The subset function allows us to keep only rows that satisfy a condition. Here, friend ID is not equal to 3. Therefore, the row corresponding to Rabbit is removed. The updated data frame now contains only 4 rows. This is useful for removing incorrect or unnecessary records. Now let us remove a column. The select function from the dplyr package is used. By replacing minus sign before the column name, removes that particular column. In this example, the location column is deleted. The resulting data frame contains only friend ID and friend name. Removing unnecessary variables improves data analysis efficiency. Sometimes information is stored in multiple data frames. To combine them vertically, we use rbind. Both the data frames must contain the same column names. The rows of the second data frame are placed below the first one. The output now contains 4 student records combined into a single data frame. This operation is common when merging monthly or yearly database. To combine columns from different data frames, we use cbind. Instead of adding rows, this function places the columns side by side. Both the data frames should have the same number of rows. The output now contains name, age, score, height, and weight. This method is often used when combining information collected from different sources. Let us summarize what we learned today. We learned how to create data frames using data frame. We inspected data using string, str, and summary function. We accessed data using the dollar operator, square brackets, and double brackets. We added rows and columns using rbind and cbind. We removed unwanted rows and columns using subset and select. Finally, we combined multiple data frames and learned that R also provides functions like read.csv and read.rds to load data and external files. Data frames are the foundation of data analysis in R, and mastering these operations is essential before learning advanced topics such as data visualization, statistics, and machine learning. Thank you for your attention.